Like we got like La Liga.
Serie A,
La
like
Liga, Serie A.
so many leagues that finished like months before the actual end of the season. But transitioning to La Liga,
Yep.
Real Madrid decides to make subs, play with players like Courtois, like Militao, Fran Garcia, Arda Güler, like players who barely get minutes because they have like talented players in their position or because of injuries, and they still get the dub. Like that's just crazy. That just speaks about how successful this Madrid team has been this season, where they get points no matter the situation they're in. No matter whether we're dominator or we're not, we're still getting the 3 points that we need.
Yeah, it just shows the depth of this team, and a lot of these guys like Arda, Brahim, they know their role on this team, right? And it's to come in games like this and take advantage of the opportunity, give the fans a show, go out there, express yourself, and show that I'm on the bench, but I'm at Real Madrid, and there's a reason I'm at Real Madrid.
Yeah.
So I think games like this give these type of players confidence, to continue at a team like Real Madrid and not get desperate and want to transfer to another team because you want the spotlight. They know their role, and that's what I appreciate about guys like Arda and Brahim.
I just feel like that just comes down to Ancelotti, man. He spreads this beautiful mentality that Real Madrid have embedded in their DNA, as I like to say. And Ancelotti is just the spearhead of this group, man. Like he really is a remarkable coach. Adjusting in all kinds of situations, making these players shine, and making them look like they're the best players in the world. That's not easy to do. That's not easy whatsoever.
And something that Ancelotti recently said on the with the press, he was like, I do want to set up structure. I do want to allow my players to have some kind of role to stay in a position, but I also want to give them the freedom to have creativity. And that's so special in this Real Madrid team because players don't feel the pressure that they have to stay in one wing, stay there, make the same pass every time. No, you receive the ball and you have the freedom to do what you want to do. Whatever you want to do, create danger, score, go forward, help your fullbacks. Like you have the freedom to play as like whatever way you want, and that's just special about this Real Madrid team.
So I had a question, come up the other day, and basically very simple. Ancelotti or Pep Guardiola as a coach?
What are we trying to win? Everything?
I mean, it's just simple. Who's a better coach?
Pep.
Why do you say Pep?
Because Pep is able to establish one specific way to play. And I know I just said that Ancelotti is able to, provide creativity and freedom, but Pep is able to establish as a coach. He knows what he has, like he knows what he wants to do, and no matter what team he's coaching, he's able to put that idea into the team, and then win leagues and leagues. And yeah, Champions League is a little bit different, but he wins leagues and cups, and that's not easy.
Yeah. What do you say, Jordy?
I think I'll have to give it to Pep as well, but it's a lot closer than people think. I know we meme Ancelotti for raising his eyebrows and things like that, but Ancelotti has won 7 of 8 Champions League knockout rounds against Pep, so kind of has his number a little bit there. But
On the head-to-head.
that's just head-to-head matchups. We shouldn't just look at head-to-head matchups, obviously, but Ancelotti has shown that tactically he's up there as well.
Yeah, he's up there. He knows the things he has to do to have good teams. But I just feel like Pep Guardiola is the type of manager that can set up a system wherever he is.
Wherever he goes,
Yeah. And Ancelotti has done as well. He has won with AC Milan. He has won with Madrid. He has won in England as well.
Yeah.
But Pep does it in the one specific way wherever he goes.
Mhm.
I feel like Ancelotti adapts to whatever he has, but Pep can do it no matter who he's with. He can do it in the specific way that he wants to win.
Okay.
Yeah, it was kind of crazy. We were about to see Ancelotti at Brazil for a little bit.
Oh, yeah,
That was crazy. That would have been crazy to see, and who knows? I'd love to see either of these managers go to a different team.
Oh, I would love that. I would love
Yeah.
that. I feel like that's coming. That's coming.
The international route, I would love to see. I mean, it's just a completely different game, though.
Yeah.
It's a completely different game. but would love to see something like that for
Yeah,
sure.
it's harder to manage national teams because you don't have much time with players. You know, you have a couple of weeks before tournaments start or before you have to play for like qualifiers or something. So you need to have like your ideas like set up, and you know you need to have players at the best form possible.
Yeah.
So I feel like Ancelotti will excel more in those kind of situations
Yeah.
because he's able to adapt players to what he wants.
Yeah. No, yeah, and it just comes down to I think Ancelotti he's just a winner. You know, like how you say he adapts in these kind of situations. But me personally, I would, you know, I gotta give credit to him in terms of in the conversation about being a manager, being a coach, because it takes one. It takes one to adapt. It takes one to change play style. It takes one to make these players play in different positions and stuff like that. Because Pep, it's been happened before where they just get defended low block and he sticks through it, he sticks through it, he sticks through it, and he can't get it done in these like knockout formats. But Pep does excel in these league-based formats where consistency and just form is so important.
And that's why he's almost. I think he's only behind Sir Alex Ferguson, in the race for coaches with most titles won. He's only behind him, and he's so young too. Like he still has, I'll say, easily 2 decades of coaching career.
That's
So
another
he's
thing.
definitely gonna pass Sir Alex Ferguson. But I don't know. It's a tough conversation to have, and it also
It
depends
is.
on who you support.
Yeah.
So obviously, if you're a Madrid fan, yes, if you have seen Ancelotti win for so many years, you're definitely gonna say Ancelotti.
Yeah, definitely. But I mean, touching up on La Liga, Barca playing for pride here, playing strictly for pride, but they're back
More
up to
than
second,
pride, I think I'll
Yeah.
say money.
and the spot for the Super Cup as well.
Yeah,
so.
because that brings so much money, and it's not only that it brings money to the club, but it's money that they need.
Oh,
And that's
yeah.
why Laporta is. There have been rumors that Laporta, after they lost 4-2 against Girona, he was saying like, this can't happen. This is not possible, especially because of the way it happens. He was at the VIP section in the stadium. He was like, it's not possible. Like he was just really mad at what was happening, what he was witnessing.
Yeah.
Not only because they were losing, but they cannot. When you plan a season, like Laporta planned this season to either win La Liga and make even more money,
Yeah.
or at least get second because you go to the Super Cup that it's played in Saudi Arabia, and when you say Saudi Arabia, you know that money is into play. So and they
Yeah.
need that money.
Yeah. So, what are y'all's expectations for Barcelona for next season? Because this season's kind of over. Are we looking at like, do we gotta win La Liga? Like, is that what we're trying to do? We gotta win any kind of cup.
I don't want to talk about winning anything. I just want players to consolidate into their positions. And Barca keeps going into transition seasons.
Yeah.
Where
Yeah.
we're it's always like about a project and how we're gonna look in a couple years. I just want players to consolidate in their position and say, "This is mine." Because they did that last year winning La Liga and Super Cup, and this year this was supposed to be that season where we consolidate and we establish and we say this is our starting 11, and from there on we compete. But once again, you had Dembele left, injuries. And then once again, you're still in doubt who is gonna play. Like, what's the starting 11 gonna look like? So next year, I just want Barcelona to consolidate. Like, I don't care about winning titles. Just find out who is gonna be in your team and who's gonna start.
Yeah, consistency in the lineup is definitely the most important thing heading into the next season. That should be the main goal. We cannot have another situation like Victor Roques. We cannot have that. We can't be spending money on a guy like this, and he's linked with Inter and Porto. He's looking to leave already, because he's not the favorite. Lewo's the favorite. Yeah, like
But
better decisions.
it makes sense that Lewandowski is the favorite.
Yeah.
Like, what I'm mad about is that we don't have much money to spend,
Yeah.
and we spend it in a player that not everyone in the club agrees to.
Mhm.
That just shows that there's so many different parties and so many different ways of thinking within the club, and that doesn't help everyone. That doesn't help anyone because you need consistent. Like, they need to sit down and figure out like, who are we going for. Like, we need to collectively work and bring the best out of something that we come up. We cannot just be making investments in our separate ways.
Yeah, and I think like Victor, I understand that like the management already said he's not gonna come in the program and stuff like that. But like we don't have a backup striker.
Yeah.
Like it's not like, oh, you're behind Lewandowski and you're behind another sub and then another sub. You were the second choice. Sure, you haven't been able to play, but that's kind of a different story. Like, you kind of just got in here. Maybe like during the summer he could play the friendlies, he can get some minutes, he can get on the roll, but like it just also dials down to like the mentality. Like
Yeah, yesterday against Real Sociedad, it was Ferran Torres who ended up coming on for Lewandowski as a nine.
Yeah.
And that just shows how he doesn't really trust Victor Roque to play in that position. Well, like you said, he needs more minutes to actually prove something.
Yeah.